Kia ora, welcome to this week's video. It's Te Wiki Hauora Tāne, Men's Health Week, and I've got Rory here from Year 13. Rory, you've been doing a little bit of reflecting on, your younger years at Wellington College and how maybe you wish that you'd been able to sort of put your hand up and say, I'm having some struggles.
Yeah, practically I was just talking to my year 12 mates last year, and we're always talking about, we're mature enough to realise, it's okay to speak up now. And we were talking about how we're all kind of really struggling alone in year 10. We just didn't, we didn't think we could speak up about it, and how it would have been really nice to have someone to talk to in that time.
Yeah, and so this was a message that you shared with years 10 and 11 when you went to their assemblies yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. I was just kind of brushing up on the points of, just the importance of, as like males, young or old, just speaking up about issues and problems. And how, as a culture, we kind of have this thing of like ripping or like roasting, or maybe, it's a bit of banter at the end of the day, but it's really important to have like a strong foundation of like a caring friendship around that.
Yeah, that's right. We need to be able to make it safe so that we can talk about our anxieties, both our physical and mental health issues. We have sort of, for people my age, it's often like, oh, I'm not going to go to the doctor. I'm like all good. I don't need to go. I'll be fine. And sometimes that's clearly not having your annual check, doing those sorts of physical health things are really important.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, I do get it as well, I kind of experience it as well. You don't really want to see like weak or like be, or bring down the mood like when you're with your mates. But as a friend, I would feel really bad if one of my really good mates couldn't feel that they could talk to me about it.
Yeah. So we need to, so you've got sort of through this phase, you're looking back a little bit and reflecting, and so your message to the year 10 and 11s was reach out, be good friends, and also ask for help when you need help.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be a mate as well. It could be an older brother, a parent, or a teacher, or just something that you like, somebody that you trust and know that gets you.
Yeah, it's quite an issue for New Zealand men.
Yeah.
I know John Kerwin's done amazing work at being vulnerable and saying, I'm an All Black, I'm one of the greatest All Blacks of all time, and yet I have had, emotional and mental health issues that have been a real challenge. Yeah, it's really helpful when we have role models like that who are able to sort of make it safe for us to talk about the struggles that we have.
Yeah, and I kind of thought, you kind of see all those kind of guys that are, big in All Blacks and stuff. I thought it may have been maybe a bit powerful for younger boys to see some year 13 students come up and talk about that stuff, because sometimes we can feel that it's a bit disconnected from those two. And if you see somebody that you're seeing around the school a lot talking about vulnerability and stuff, I thought that would be quite powerful, and that's why I kind of wanted to put my hand up and talk.
Have you thought about what sort of questions could we ask our friends? Like, what sort of questions could we ask that help them to open up in these things?
Well, I think also, first, I think, you can't, you don't say, don't put out on social media, come, hit me up if you ever feel sad or something. You really have to go and have a one-on-one chat with this person. And I found over the time, being a bit vulnerable myself to start off with really encourages the other person to be, open up about their issues as well. So maybe it's, if you yourself have to take that first step into, being vulnerable and kind of, taking the lead almost.
Yeah, so you might say, man, I've been way too worried recently. How are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've opened up a space for that.
Yeah, so it's kind of making that, premises of like, a safe space to talk about that, since you feel talking about your problem.
And then also at our school we have, obviously people that we can get help from, our guidance team, people that are trained to support people. So sometimes it's actually just letting people know about those sorts of things that are available and talking about our own experiences of engaging with mental health professionals and with others, who can support us. Because we don't have to hold these things for our friends.
Yeah, exactly.
But we just might want to open up the conversation and then be able to help them demystify how they get support.
Yeah, I think, talking to your mates is a great stepping stone, because sometimes it does seem a bit overwhelming and intimidating going to, a mental health professional and stuff like that. Yeah,
but those people are definitely there to support us.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, we're almost out of time. David here's nodding, almost out of time. But one big part of your well-being is sport.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does sport mean for you?
So in the first 15 rugby team this year, and that just really helps me. It's something to wake up to in the morning, and just sport, and just gets the endorphins going, and it really helps my mental health. And it's all about like balance at the end of the day, and people have like different balances. So my balance might be a bit more to the sporting, or maybe a bit more socially, and some person's balance might be more weighed to academics, or they like a bit more alone time and stuff like that.
Arts are another area for friendship and creativity and expression.
Yeah.
Awesome, Roy. So you've got a game tomorrow for the first 15 in the wet against Porirua College at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, should be interesting.
And we'll just want to wish all our sports teams, as their seasons get underway, a really great, positive start tomorrow, and also to all the people involved in arts around our school community. It's great to see those things getting underway. They're really important for our well-being.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Our time's up. Thank you so much, team. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week. Ka kite.